How's it going, everyone? Good to see you. Welcome back to the channel. Another weekend means another MMO news drop video, so let's begin with the big one over at World of Warcraft, who this past week dropped some big announcements about patch 8.3, Visions of N'Zoth. If you have not seen Blizzard's preview on the official WoW channel, here's a quick summary of some of the things that's coming with patch 8.3. Firstly, we're getting new allied races. The Vulpera and Mechanomes are coming to the game for both the Horde and Alliance factions respectively, and players can expect new heritage armor for Worgens and Goblins too. On the content front, the final raid for the Battle for Azeroth expansion cycle will be in this patch, called the Ny'alotha raid, and it features N'Zoth as the final boss. And this marks the first time that we're going up against an old god face to face, no holds barred. There's also horrific visions, which are new challenges inspired by the Mage Tower type of content for solo players or up to a team of 5. And in these visions, players will need to clear alternate visions of Orgrimmar and Stormwind. Tied to this is a legendary cloak, but there's just so much more content to expect, from class changes to new Mythic Plus affixes, changes to the Titan Forge system, and another great quality of life update mentioned is the changes to World of Warcraft's auction house, and we'll no longer see single stacks of whatever on the AH, which is great. 8.3 should be on the PDR already for you to check out, and you can also head on over to your favorite World of Warcraft news site to see all the data mined images, models, assets, and loot that's coming your way. By the time you watch this, the name and character reservations for ArcheAge Unchained should be live, and we're only a couple of days away from launch, folks. And now that the final Gamigo livestream about ArcheAge Unchained pre-launch is over, here's the final bit of information in case you missed it. Let's start with marketplace gifting. Initially, gifting of marketplace cosmetic items was going to be enabled in Unchained, which would have seen player trading become a thing, where one player would pay another player in-game gold to buy something for them from the marketplace using real money. This, according to Gamigo, is not supported by them and done at the player's risk. But during the stream itself, which I was watching, chat wasn't happy about it and claims about pay to win began, and they actually made a poll to see how many agreed that it was sort of pay to win, and many did. To my surprise, only a few hours later, Gamigo then came out with the official announcement that gifting has now been disabled for ArcheAge Unchained. This is good, they are listening. Other stuff mentioned on stream includes arena matchmaking will be cross-server with other Unchained servers, the Arc Pass quests are now weekly instead of daily, and Poppy is no longer the requirement for the green quest in Hazla, and I've seen this Poppy thing pop up everywhere. So it's good to see that Gamigo has again taken note of this, so the green quest in Hazla will now take Cactus instead. Interesting times, folks. So now that we're this close, hey, who's jumping into ArcheAge Unchained? And which server will you be on, North America or EU? Let me know. Tera's final Sky Watch update, Ariel Island, drops next week on the 15th, and Anmas Entertainment has shared details on a brand new feature that players can expect within it, which is the card collection system. When the patch hits, doing your normal activities in Tera like dungeon farms, PvP, and BAM hunting will now drop card fragments. Combining 20 of these will result in a full named card, each offering a boost to one of your character's stats. For example, the Seer card boosts physical resistance. Once a card is unlocked on a character, it then becomes available for all your characters on your account on that server. Tera apparently wants to give more players ways to customize their characters and playstyle, but I don't know if this is the right system for it. The best cards on the auction house, selling for a ton of in-game money, is probably going to be a thing a few months after launch, so for right now, if you're a Tera player, feel free to share your thoughts about this new card collection system down in the comments. It's also been a decent week for new MMORPG Astellia. They've added class evolutions and legendary dungeons in their latest patch, and this week they have opened up a brand new EU server called Kinsaria. That can only mean good things for the player base, but in case you're thinking of starting over to join a friend or something, just know that the server-wide buffs like Norden's Favor will not go with you. Items you've still yet to claim in your vault, however, will still be there, like mounts and costumes. Baranson and ENA also shared their plans about tackling bots, spammers, and third-party app users, and it's good to know they are taking it seriously, with the first wave of actions, most likely bans and suspensions, having already gone out. Gold seller spam in Astellia is no joke, I tell you. One of the worst instances of spamming I've seen in a long time for a new MMO launch, so hopefully this will reduce the amount we'll see moving forward. No dates have been revealed for the upcoming Halloween event yet, but I'll let you know when we have it. Standing Stone Games have just pulled off a ballsy move that most LOTRO players aren't happy about. A day or so ago, they announced that they're making the Minas Morgul expansion pre-orders better, with an introduction of a new quality of life item called carry-alls. These carry-alls are bound to account bags that will help players organize and consolidate your inventory because it stores various crafting materials inside it. And it only takes up one inventory slot space, and crafting materials stored within can stack up to 5,000, but only for the large version. That's right, there's two versions available, the large carry-all 5,000 stacker and the small carry-all 2,000 stacker. The punchline is, you only get these if you pre-order the $130 Ultimate Edition for the large bag or the $80 Collector's Edition for the small bag. It's understandable to see why players are upset. If these were revealed sooner, many would have opted to go for the higher priced versions over the standard edition. But you can now upgrade your pre-order version. And then there's questions about why not make it a store item instead of a pre-order exclusive, which does make it seem like a cash grab item. But I can totally see this being in the LOTRO store in the future, folks, so don't worry, I'm sure they won't pass up the opportunity to put it there. Finally, there's a good shout in the forums to make these crafting bags part of the VIP subscription because more players will prefer it that way, kinda like what the Elder Scrolls Online does with their crafting bag, but that's a debate for another day, so I'm leaving it up to you folks to share your thoughts in the comments. Good move or no? Bit of a downer this next one, but Daybreak Studios has laid off a bunch of its developers this past week, and from what we know of, the game most impacted by this is PlanetSide Arena, which only launched on Steam Early Access last month. Daybreak has said that this is all part of restructuring their business for the future and development of new games. And at this point, we have no idea if any other teams from games like H1Z1, PlanetSide 2, or the EverQuest side of things have been hit by this or not. Back to PlanetSide Arena, the game itself isn't doing very well at the moment, with Steam chart reports of 50 players or less playing the game on average, so hopefully they'll turn things around. Gritty MMORPG Mortal Online has been given a massive update on Steam this week, which will benefit all new players jumping in for the first time. The game's latest patch has introduced a new safer starting zone and tutorial for newbies. New characters will now be dropped into Haven, and it's filled with NPCs that teaches and guides new players about how the game works, what systems it has, and all that good stuff, without having to worry about being ganked immediately. Just know that your yellow PvP flag for no confrontation is turned on for as long as you want, but it goes away as soon as you leave Haven, and you cannot get back in. Furthermore, a new guild recruiting system is now in place to help you find the right community. There's new updated city graphics and skill balances, which should help lessen the grind for new players. Let's talk about Richard Garriott, aka Lord British, and his MMORPG Shroud of the Avatar next, because big things are going down. First of all, his studio, Portalarium, has sold the operating assets, which include Shroud of the Avatar, to another company called Catnip Games this week, which was established by Portalarium's former CDO, so there's a consensus that many of the devs won't change and are still working on the game under a new ownership. Now, Massively has been covering all that's going down with Shroud of the Avatar thoroughly, and it just doesn't look good. They shut down their physical offices. Richard Garriott is nowhere to be seen except during any event where there's an opportunity to make more money. They've not delivered Kickstarter rewards, and most importantly for me, the game is still nowhere near good enough after all the iterations and cash it's taken from players and supporters. With no proper communication between the studio and its players on top of the media, this is quickly becoming an example of an MMORPG crowdfunding project gone very wrong, and it's been looking this way for quite some time if I'm being honest. So if you're a backer or player of Shroud of the Avatar, feel free to share your thoughts. And last but not least for this weekend, Halloween season is fast approaching, so here's a quick PSA and rundown of all the confirmed Halloween seasonal events that are coming to your favorite MMOs, and I'll update this list the closer we get to the 31st. Final Fantasy XIV's All Saints Wake event begins Thursday, October 17th until November the 1st, and players level 15 and above can pick up the quest called It's Probably Pirates. And this year's rewards look pretty good, especially that Circus Ahriman mount and the Pumpkin Carriage housing item. Guild Wars 2 will be bringing back its annual Halloween event, Shadow of the Mad King, on October 15th, which means prepare your inventory slots to be bombarded with all kinds of consumables. The Labyrinth, the Clock Tower jumping puzzle, and more is coming back, and I do hope we get new rewards this year. Secret World Legends, my favorite place to spend MMO Halloween once upon a time, a long time ago, has turned on its 2019 Samhain event, which runs from October 10th to November the 4th. But much like the game's content, don't expect to see anything new. But if you're new to Secret World Legends, I definitely recommend the Halloween event, at least doing it once. Dungeons & Dragons Online is up next with your Night Revels Halloween event, which will run until November 3rd, and players can visit Delara's graveyard and defeat monsters for the Night Revels key and other goodies. And Blade & Soul's Blade and Ghoul Halloween event will return on October 16th, and players will be able to enter the Candy Cloud Park daily to grab the pumpkin spice candy, which alternatively drops from daily quests, raids, event boxes, and more, and it can be traded in for cosmetics, materials, and XP items. And that's all I've got, folks. Enjoy your weekend and happy gaming. As ever, if there's news bits for a game that you play which isn't covered here, share it with us in the comments down below. Hit the like button if you enjoy the content, and feel free to subscribe to the channel and click that bell icon to get notified whenever a new video is up. Once again, I'm Adrian, and I thank you for watching.